to Oddball. Charlotte Wilder, Amin Elhassan, here in Miami. It's Friday, and we know who is going to the NBA Finals in 2024. Amin.
You just reminded me, I got to cancel all those hotel reservations in Minnesota. Oh, sorry, guys.
Sorry to the Timberwolves.
Maybe next year.
Game 5 was awful. It was very bad. Last night, the Mavs clinched at the Timberwolves' home.
Yeah.
Wolves fans, sorry to you, but hey, you made it this far. Luka outscored Minnesota on his own in the first quarter.
That's right.
That was ugly.
And he let him know about it, too. That was my favorite part.
What did he say? Are you actually canceling your hotels right now?
Yeah, I'm literally, I'm not going to say what the name of the hotel is because
nothing's
they don't
free
pay us
around
yet.
here.
Yeah, you got to if you want. But I am a loyal customer, let's just say. It's a chain that I'm very loyal to. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to both Dallas and Minnesota.
Okay.
For making Game 5 completely inconsequential.
Why are you glad that it was
my
inconsequential?
God. You know how stressed I was watching that game last night? As I started, like, oh, don't let it be a close game that comes down the wire and I have to, like, break down video and have, like, all sorts of nuance. With an ass whooping, I'm able to just say, game over, series over, let's go on to the finals.
Let's move on.
Even the press conferences, no one asked about the game. Everyone asked about, like, what a great season. What are you guys going to do next?
Yeah.
But no one was like, what happened in the second quarter? There seemed to be a threat. No one did any of those questions.
No,
Thank you.
It was so easy. They made it so easy for everybody. We don't have to sit here and say, it sucks that they ended on a whistle like that. Like, what a tough season. Instead, it was just like, I was on TikTok in the fourth quarter. I was learning about remote islands last night.
Dude,
There's an island off of South Africa, like 16,000 miles. I don't even know. Learned a lot about it. Seems a little, anyway, whatever.
16,000 miles sounds like a lot off the coast.
I feel like okay, you know how Ant said he takes 1,500 shots?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of miles off the coast. That's how many miles off the coast it is. But we do have to talk about Luka because he's out there doing stuff that I think if other players did, depending on how they did them, it would be seen as bad or unlikable. Like, here's this tweet about Luka's two moods.
Right.
That from J. Kyle Mann, Luka seems to have two radically different modes. Smiling, playful, goofball, and murderous poltergeist, which, I will be fair, just seems pretty Eastern European in general.
Is it because poltergeist is a kind of a weird word? Or?
No, it's because I feel like Eastern Europeans are either like fun and smiling, and then the next minute they're slamming someone's head on a table.
Yeah, I could see that. Okay. Yeah.
But Luka's out there, he's cursing at fans, calling everyone MFing everybody. He said to a fan courtside who was making the crying baby motion to him after he scored and was fouled. Yeah, who's crying now? Motherfucker. He was also drinking a beer after the game.
Like chilling. Like it's like a real, like, you know what it reminded me? You ever seen King of the Hill, the cartoon show?
No.
Okay. You've never heard of it?
I've heard of it. I tried. I think I've actively tried not to watch King of the Hill.
The opening sequence is the four main characters just standing outside drinking a beer.
I've seen that.
That's what he looks like right there. Except in the opening sequence of King of the Hill, Michael Finley doesn't take it away. I like that Nico Harris hugs him first. Yeah.
The GM of the Mavs. And Harrison. Yeah. Really? I've said Harris this whole time. That's wild. You live and you learn. Anyway, you always make movie analogies. I'm going to make a movie analogy of my own here. It's Dazed and Confused week. Okay. Because the seniors in the movie graduate on May 28th.
Okay.
Apparently, it's been May 28th at some point this week. I never know what date it is.
All right.
But here's my analogy for this. We have a little graphic for you. We're going to bounce Luka's head around to see which one of these people I think he is. So he's not Jason Pink Floyd, although I did have a crush on him when I was in high school. Anyway, he's not Ben Affleck's character. I don't even know who the guy in the green shirt is. And he's not he's not Wooderson. He's not.
You want to hear something funny, by the way?
What?
Never seen Dazed and Confused.
Wow. We finally did it, folks. We found a movie that I've seen that Amin has not seen. Anyway, it's not the stoned kid who steals weed. It is Parker Posey. She's the one who in the parking lot, she like pours ketchup on the freshman and says, "Fry, you little freshman piggies." feels very, but she's also likable and sort of fun. And you're like, I feel like I shouldn't like this person, but
I'll take your word for it.
You should like it. I think you'd like it.
Yeah, maybe I'll give it a try on my flight home.
No, you won't. You're going to fall asleep.
I'm napping.
You're not going to watch anything. You're not going to watch Challengers. You're not going to watch Dazed and Confused.
No, none of that stuff.
No. So that's why I like Luka. I mean, why do you think he's likable?
Oh, it's because he's white.
Should have thought of that. Yeah.
Hey, Anthony Edwards. If you guys remember when before Game 7, like he says to whoever, hey, we'll be back here for Game 7. That's after they won Game 5, I believe.
Yes.
He says, oh, we'll be back here for Game 7 against the Nuggets. And then they come back in Game 7 and they won, and everyone made a big deal. Like, he called it. He called it. And I said, guys, not a big deal. Well, here's what he said after they won Game 4 in Dallas.
Michael Parsons, he was rocking the AE1s, and I told him he wears size 14. I'll bring back some nice shoes for Game 6. That's what I told him.
And this was my response.
Okay.
And nobody ever remembers when they promise to be back and they don't come back. They only remember the ones that hit. See you on Sunday. Patrick Ewing. All right, man. Like, they get mopped in Game 5. No one's going to rush back to Michael Parsons and say, hey, man, you ever get them shoes? Right. We just move on. We start talking about the finals at that point.
Whoa. They get mopped in Game 5. They got mopped in Game 5.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. And that's what matters.
Amin remembers. I also want to know, how does Ant know what size shoe Michael Parsons wears?
That's where they probably talked about.
Oh.
Probably that was the conversation.
I was like, does every athlete just know what size shoe other athletes wear?
I just want to go up to Michael Parsons and be like, you still got them Oakleys? Still got them A1s?
Still got them A1s.
All right, Charlotte.
Yep.
Western Conference Finals is over. Goodbye, Minnesota. It's been fun. It's been real. But now we get the big show as the Dallas Mavericks head to Boston for Game 1 next Thursday. You and I will both be there. We have plenty of time to preview every part of the matchup. But while it's still fresh, what makes you nervous as a Boston Celtics fan?
I love that this is where we're starting.
Yeah, anxieties.
I mean, it makes me nervous as a Boston fan and excited as a basketball fan that I feel like Luka and Kyrie are the closest thing we've had to looking in a mirror for the Celtics, for Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
How so?
Because I think that there is, first of all, they are reliant on the three in a way that I think Boston is also reliant on the three, obviously. I also think that there is a relentlessness to Luka and Kyrie that I feel like we've started to see from Jaylen and Jason. And everyone's talking about, like, how easy it was for the Celtics to get here. First of all, I thought the Pacers did play well. Like, they didn't
push them.
Yeah,
they did everything that the T-Wolves did to the Mavericks, except win a game.
Exactly. It was exactly the same thing. And so I'm excited. I feel like this is a very exciting matchup to me to see. I'm like, what's going to happen? Like, what happens when the Celtics face the closest thing to the Celtics, the way the Mavs were playing in the Western Conference Finals, which they got, look
that's
at
a
that
nice little
mirror.
Photoshop.
That's
I was
cute.
wondering how they would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, look at mirror on the wall. Hey, they look like us.
Sort of. I think that it's exciting to see that the Mavs have peaked when they have this season because they're playing, like, this is going to be good basketball.
Throw that Photoshop back up because I also like how Kyrie's like, let me see. He's kind of leaning like, huh? Yeah, from that angle, yeah.
Like, I see it.
I'm Jaylen Brown. You're Jason Tatum.
Yeah. But I mean, what do you think? Like, do you agree with any of that on the matchup? Like,
I think there are definitely similarities, and you have the two best players for both teams are perimeter guys, right? There are guys that people at times have questioned, can they play together?
Yep.
And I think they both duos have answered that call. I think they both have role players that are really, really invested in playing their roles and playing them well.
Yep.
I think they both have coaches that have been questioned at times as far as their coaching acumen, but who have proven again that they are more than up to the task. And they both have a guy that played for the other team that the other team's fan base really hates.
oh, Porzingis.
Yeah, man.
I forgot.
He didn't exist because as everyone, it's funny. I hear so many people, like Boston people, like, oh, why couldn't Kyrie have been like this when he was here?
Yeah.
And I'm just telling them, like, yo, there's a lot of Dallas people who are like, why couldn't Porzingis have been like that over here?
Yep.
And the answer to both those questions is because sometimes you kind of have to go through a situation and mess it all up to understand, oh, this is who I need to be.
Yes.
In a way that if you're just told to be that, you can't, especially if you're a great player like these guys.
Totally.
It's hard to accept those things.
Totally. Speaking of Kyrie, we have to talk about Kyrie coming back to Boston. I have a lot of thoughts on this, but first I want to walk through his history with Boston and why Boston fans are going to boo him louder than they have ever booed anyone in the history of basketball. I really think so. I really think so. In 2018, Kyrie said that he was going to re-sign there. Yeah. And then he left that offseason.
If you guys will have me back, I plan on re-signing here next year.
Boom!
So, I appreciate it.
Is that Scal? Tell me that's
Scal. It is. This is an NBC Sports Boston.
Oh, Scal.
Yeah. If you'll have me back.
I love that. It's like, well, if it's not too much trouble.
If you'll let me come over. So there are reasons that Boston fans don't like that. It's not just like animosity out of nowhere. In 2022, he literally said, quote, "It's like the scorned girlfriend who wants an explanation on why I left, but still hoping for a text back. I'm just like, it was fun while it lasted."
Got her ass.
So in his first game back at TD Garden in preseason 2020, he saged the court. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. This was coming out of the bubble when we were back into arenas, but no one was there yet, like as far as fans.
Yeah.
And he burned the sage and he cleansed the energy. And you know what? I would have done the same.
You know, I have to be honest. I thought this was pretty funny. As a Boston man, I was like, I get it.
A lot of negativity.
Maybe it helped. Like, I think people thought he was trolling everyone. I think he was serious about it.
Oh, no, I 100% believe he's serious.
Yeah.
He takes very seriously his Native American heritage.
Yes.
And so saging is part of that, but also it's the best way to troll people.
It's incredible.
Oh, my God.
It was an art.
Amazing.
He also flipped off fans at the Garden in the 2022 playoffs. Yeah. Whatever. A lot of people do that. In the 2021 playoffs, he stomped on the Celtics logo. But that's not what is so interesting about this image. He is stomping on the lucky his head, but behind him under the scores table where they have that LED screen, it says versus Mavs next.
Yep.
Because that was the next game coming up. But also, that's where
he plays next on Dallas.
Yeah.
It's a Brooklyn Net, and the next will be in Dallas.
Yes.
Oh, they called it.
And this is not just a weird coincidence.
Third eye open.
Look at Ant and Luka. Speaking of third eyes, they are mirroring the Michael Jordan, Larry Bird.
Oh yeah, that's the famous moment from The Last Dance.
You bitch.
You bitch.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think to me, the Kyrie situation. I really think that he is the most hated person in Boston from another sports team, like across the board.
We tried to think about this among all sports. Like, who's someone who could get a worse reaction from a Boston audience?
No one. Because
not LeBron,
Kyrie,
not Jimmy Butler.
No, absolutely not.
Not Caleb Martin.
No.
Order the Code
Caleb
Red.
Martin. Shout out Caleb Martin.
Remember that?
They booed him. Yeah, even when he had free throws.
He ordered the Code Red.
Fouled?
Yeah.
Code Red, right. I think when it comes to Kyrie Irving in Boston, he, first of all, did the thing that I think gets under Boston fans' skins more than anything else, which is troll in a way that is not straightforward. Like, there's a lot of passive aggression to the way he has talked about it. And then just straight out, like, I don't care what you think, I'm staging the court. It was actually aggression. Like, I'm going to stomp on the logo's head. Yeah. But I think what bums me out a little bit, Amin, is I think that obviously, that was not a good time for Kyrie in general. I don't know what he was going through personally, but we saw how it manifested outwardly in terms of some of the things he was saying too. And now I think the way he has bought into this Dallas team, the way he has become a leader, the way he, like, in every interview after games, he's smiling. He's been saying the right things. He hasn't been saying much really, except like how excited he is to have a chance to be a part of this. And you know, who knows what actually is happening behind the scenes. I don't have a direct line to him, but I feel what he's...
I'll call him later.
Okay,
I'll
thanks.
let you know.
Okay, thanks. What he's putting out there, to me, it feels like growth, and it sort of bums me out that he is going to come back and be treated as the person he was.
Yeah, nobody cares. But, like, that's...
I also get it.
Yeah, I mean, like, again... Why couldn't he have been this here? Well, he needed to go through all that to become who he is now. We all do. You can't say I like my current version of myself, but I don't want to have lived the...
And I don't want to answer for the things that I did in the past. You have to.
You have to. I think he's done a great job of that. Even in the press conference, someone asked him a question like, how does it feel? Even though you might think of yourself as always done the right thing, but how does it feel to get that recognition at least?
Yeah.
And he gave a very nuanced answer about like you can't control that stuff, but obviously I've grown. I know that I'm not the same person I was.
Yeah.
So I look. If anything, this is just going to make him better.
Totally.
Like, there's no part of this where, and I don't know if fans know this, like when you go crazy on some of these guys, not all of them, but some of them, like you're actually making it worse.
Oh, you were just fueling the fire. And I agree. I think that Kyrie, I've loved how thoughtful he's been in the way that he's talked to the media. You don't have to do that.
But you do. Yes, you don't and you do. You don't. There's no rule that says you have to do it that way. You can do it any way you want. But I wonder, one of the things I wonder is, does he recognize, like, part of why the acceptance beyond the great play is just not rattling a hornet's nest? Yeah. And that's not to say, like, hey, we should never mess with the media or mess with people that. But like, the idea is, like, what's your goal? Is your goal to be left alone? Then just leave it alone. Like, totally. But you can't be, I want to be left alone and then shake stuff. Like, that's the thing. Yeah. And I think, he's figured that out, and hopefully the Celtics fans by game 2 will have forgotten it too. Maybe,
I don't think so. I think it's going to continue the whole series. Yeah, I think it's going to be a thing the whole series. But I also think that what I'm excited about this matchup is it feels big. Mavs-Celtics feels big. It feels important. Yes. It feels like the finals. It feels like, oh my God, these are two teams that are actually going to play well. They're major markets. It's
big name players.
Luka finally in the finals. Like
Kyrie back to the finals.
This feels huge. I mean, and I'm so excited, and I'm excited that the team I'm a fan of, I get to be sort of caught up in the energy of it all. Real quick, we have a list of topics that we don't have to talk about.
Oh, nice.
Because it's the finals.
What, should we tell the people what the topics are?
Yeah, let's show this list, because this is what we'd have to talk about. We'd have to talk about more Ant split screen comparisons.
That's done. We're done with that.
We would have to talk about cat trade rumors. We don't have to talk about that.
Nope.
We don't have to talk about the Wolves salary cap. We don't have to talk about Draymond Green because he's not on that broadcast.
Yeah, he's not coming back. Not until next year.
No.
What else?
We don't have to talk about the Knicks offseason moves.
I do in a group chat, unfortunately.
Actually, I do at home with my husband about OG.
You can never escape
How much are they going to give him?
And they get LeBron.
Don't cross that one off.
Okay, leave that on.
We don't have to talk about any of the Pacers.
I'm done talking about that.
Yeah, I'm over it. We don't have to talk about Tim Connolly and Sam Presti or Gordon Hayward. We don't have to talk about reasons why Kawhi isn't playing, reasons Harden isn't playing. We don't have to talk about LeBron's podcasting career. Oh, wait.
They still got to do that.
That's in our contract.
That's in the contract. And Wembanyama, too. Also, and Caitlin Clark.
All right. Well, coming up, Kelsey Plum's ex made a song. We're going to play it for you. Welcome back to Oddball. We've got some odds and ends to get through. I mean, because it's the end of the week and we're odd. There's a new Larry Bird museum in, you guessed it, Indiana. Terre Haute?
Haute, I believe.
I don't know.
It's the middle of nowhere, Indiana, by the way. You're about, 4 or 5 months late. Would have been nice to have that during All-Star Weekend. Maybe we could have, I don't know how far that is from Indianapolis, but.
I don't either. It is free, though, so we could have gone.
How much stuff can you have to have a
shoes? You can have a lot of shoes. A Larry Bird museum, all it needs is like
a couple of jerseys,
100 pairs of shoes, a couple of jerseys,
100 pair of shoes,
maybe some sweatbands.
You really think people? And this is our exhibit of Converses that he wore in 1983.
Yes, and I would be interested in that.
I bet you would. Hey, Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier, WNBA stars, are investing in a new 3-on-3 basketball league. But they play full court.
That's crazy. The conditioning for that?
I don't know. I don't know if that, because someone's just going to figure out, like, we're going to play 3-on-2 and cherry pick with the third person on the other end. And you're going to miss around. You're going to hit some threes, but you're going to miss some, and then we're just going to chuck it full court every single time and get it guaranteed to. You have to have, when you play like less than 5 people in full court, you have to have like an offside rule where you can't.
Yes.
Cross the half-court line with a pass. It has to be dribbled past the half-court line.
Yeah. Well, Miami 2025, so we can go.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's in Miami.
Nice, okay.
That's where it's going to be. And it's the largest average salary ever in women's sports, which is 6 figures. All 30 players will have equity in the league. It's great.
Well, the first 30 players. I think,
Sorry,
the Johnny-come-latelys or the Janie-come-latelys won't.
All right. Maybe I'll... Never mind.
Okay. All right. What do you have next?
What do we have? Cheese rolling. NC State reached the Final Four in both the men's and women's tournament. Didn't even know there was a cheese rolling tournament. They didn't win either of them, but they do have a champion in 2024.
Oh, you meant the men's and women's basketball tournament. I thought there was a cheese rolling tournament, men's and women's, and NC State reached the Final Four as well.
But that's what I was talking about. I was like, there is a cheese rolling tournament?
Who won?
Wait, Abby Lampy won the annual Cooper's Hill cheese roll for the second time. My face took a lot of hits down the hill, so did my body, but that's the cost. NC State grad.
Maybe I'm not understanding what cheese rolling is.
Oh, it's this thing in England where they literally just roll a wheel of cheese down a hill.
Okay, but why?
And then people try to get to be the first one after it. And Abby won for the second year in a row.
Why is she doing that?
Because she wants to win the cheese rolling competition.
Why wouldn't she just run after the cheese?
Because then you are last and you lose, and she wants to win.
That's
she went
faster
to
than running?
I don't know.
Hell no.
You want to try it? I don't.
Absolutely. Well, you want to defend that. You can fall like that. I will run down the hill like a regular person.
I guarantee you there's no way to run that fast and not end up falling.
Easy.
No.
Easy.
It's muddy.
Book it.
No.
Book it. Let's
Okay.
do it.
All right, fine. Well, congrats to Abby and NC State. You have a champion in something. And this, I mean, this is the thing that I really want to talk about.
What's that?
The ex-husband of Las Vegas Aces star Kelsey Plum released a breakup song.
Yeah, they're getting divorced, I heard.
Yeah, and her ex-husband, it is worth noting, is a tight end on the Giants, Darren Waller. Let's see what he's... Can we make this a little louder?
Oh my God, that auto-tune.
So bad.
I already get
So bad.
Yeah,
Like a and they have an actress playing Kelsey Plum. It's the worst casting I've ever seen.
Yeah,
they didn't even try. They were like, dark hair? Great.
Sure, yeah.
Let's go for it.
It's funny, I like to think like that's what he thinks Kelsey Plum looks like. It's like, I don't know.
You're like, have you seen your wife, your ex-wife?
I think she was a brunette. I don't know. This definitely is not Cry Me a River, right? Like, I think that he thought he was making like Cry Me a River, which is a fire song.
It's a really good song.
And the
really
great video too.
Oh, I don't.
With the Britney lookalike. You don't remember?
Yeah. Sorry, no, I remember. Amin remembers.
Yep.
This is wild to me because I feel like, does Darren Waller not have any friends? Is there no one? Is there no one who cares about this man enough? Even if you're not he's been through a lot too. So I understand that. But is there no one in his life who is like, hey, bud, first of all, you can't sing. Second,
let's just start there.
Okay.
Let's just start there. Like, bro, you can't sing. Now, once we get past the fact that you can't sing at all, not even with the aid of auto-tune, let's just assume he could sing.
Okay.
Let's assume he had a voice like Fergie and Jesus, right?
That's Step Brothers?
Yes, it is. This is still a terrible idea. A terrible idea just to write and record this song and release it.
Yes.
But then he said, guys, it's not enough. The label wants some promo, some marketing. We got to do a video.
First of all, is there a label?
No.
Second of all, the thing that makes me saddest about this video, is they had to get a DP, they had to get location releases, they had to have someone color grade this. The coloring is actually very nice on this, I will say. They had to do multiple takes. Did they have catering?
I tell you what, they didn't have.
It really makes you think.
They didn't have hair and makeup.
Oh, absolutely not.
You can see that girl's extension.
It's bad, man.
Yeah.
It's bad. Also, at the end, he has the woman playing ostensibly Kelsey Plum stab him in the back.
Yes.
Little on the nose.
Cinema.
And then he doesn't even die.
And yet still more subtle than the rat running around at the end of The Departed.
Oh, well.
Marty Scorsese, you're a hack. And that's why you need editors.
All right. Thanks for watching Oddball.
Oh, no, there's more.
What?
One more thing.
What?
This part right.
Oh, where she stabs him?
Yeah, well, no.
It looks like she's using a cheese knife, too.
It is a cheese knife, but my favorite part is he falls down ostensibly because he's dead.
Yeah.
And he's staring blankly as a corpse.
Yeah.
And then the water comes in, and it's like, oh, he starts blinking and stuff right here.
He had one job. Also, just cut before he dies.
I know, just fade to black.
Cut before the... Wait.
No friends. Here it is. Like that. Here comes the water. Ooh, it's on my eyes.
Here at Oddball, you do have friends, so...
That's my tight end, by the way. I'm a Giants fan.
Oh, congrats. Yee.
Have you ever seen, there's this gif of Kermit the Frog dancing?
Yeah.
That's how Michelle Beadle dances for real. Every time this kind of music comes on, I think of Michelle.